Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of DeepSearch Labs' weekly Top Trends podcast. I'm Maria, your host, and joining me today is Maya, our resident expert on all things tech and global trends. How are you doing, Maya?
I'm great, Maria. Thanks for having me. It's been a busy week, so I'm excited to dive into all the top trends with you.
Definitely, let's kick things off with the situation in Iran. The conflict with Israel has escalated significantly. Israel's initial strikes on June 13th targeted Iran's nuclear program. This led to retaliatory missile launches from Iran. What's your take on this, Maya?
It's a complex situation, Maria. Israel claims that these strikes are necessary. They believe it will curb Iran's nuclear ambitions. However, the international community is deeply concerned. The halt in nuclear talks and the disruption of global markets, especially oil prices, are major issues. Plus, there are reports of increased anti-Western sentiment and a crackdown on dissent within Iran.
That's right. And let's not forget the economic impact. Oil prices surged initially, but have since receded. However, the potential closure of the Strait of Hormuz by Iran could further destabilize global oil markets. This situation would particularly impact major importers. China is one of these major importers.
Exactly. And there's also the issue of WhatsApp being targeted by the Iranian government. They're urging citizens to delete the app. They allege that it's being used by Israel to spy on users. They do not provide any evidence to support this claim. WhatsApp has refuted these claims, but it's a concerning development.
Definitely. Now let's switch gears to the UK. Economically, the UK is facing both challenges and opportunities. Griffin anticipates weakness in the UK market through fiscal year 2025. However, 91 suggests that many UK stocks are attractively priced. It compares them to the US and Europe. What do you make of this, Maya?
It's a mixed bag, Maria. While the UK has a trade deal with the US, the pound sterling has decreased by approximately 1%. Inflation is higher in the UK than anywhere else in Western Europe. The UK is set to lose more millionaires than any other country in 2025. This is due to high taxes. On the positive side, the UK government has made a significant commitment. It has pledged over £900 million to improve grassroots sporting infrastructure.
That's true. Politically, the UK has joined other Western nations in sanctioning Israeli cabinet ministers. This action has strained relations with Israel, and socially, record levels of net migration have strained public services. It's a lot to unpack.
Indeed, and let's not forget the bill to legalize assisted dying that has passed in the UK Parliament. And this could lead to significant social change.
Speaking of significant changes, let's talk about Tesla. They launched their robotaxi service in Austin, Texas, on June 23rd. The stock jumped close to 10%, adding roughly $100 billion in market value in a single day. But there have been reports of erratic vehicle behavior and concerns from Texas lawmakers.
It's a double-edged sword, Maria. The launch generated a lot of buzz, but the challenges are clear. Tesla is leveraging its existing full self-driving features, but the success of this trial is crucial, especially as Tesla faces challenges related to its CEO's political stances affecting car sales.
Right, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is aware of incidents involving the robot taxis. It is in contact with Tesla to gather additional information. It's a lot to watch.
Definitely. Now let's talk about the European Union. Economically, the EU is grappling with trade tensions, particularly with the United States and China. There's potential for increased tariffs. The EU is responding to China's growing economic influence. It is doing so by raising tariffs on electric vehicles from China.
That's correct. And politically, the EU is navigating internal divisions and external challenges. The 18th package of sanctions against Russia is facing political hurdles. There is a push for enhanced defense capabilities. Member states will be able to deviate from the EU's fiscal rules to buy tanks, guns, and military tech.
Exactly. And strategically, the EU is increasing its focus on defense and security. They're aiming to obtain another 150 billion euros in international loans. These loans are to be granted to member states. The purpose of these loans is for defense projects. It's a significant shift.
Certainly, Now let's talk about NATO. The alliance is holding a summit in The Hague. Leaders are expected to commit to a new defense spending target at this summit. The target is 5% of GDP. This push for higher spending is driven by concerns over potential threats from Russia.
It's a contentious issue, Maria. Several member states have expressed concerns or reservations about the proposed spending increase. Spain has requested an exemption. Slovakia's Prime Minister Fico has even questioned the country's place in the alliance. But most U.S. allies in NATO are expected to endorse Trump's demand.
Right, the increased spending is intended to send a strong message to Russia. This message is that NATO is united. It is also determined to deter any potential aggression. But Russian President Putin has dismissed claims that Russia poses a threat to NATO.
That's true. Now let's talk about Apple. Their AI efforts have been a significant point of discussion. The unveiling of Apple Intelligence at WWDC 2024 was highly anticipated. However, some analysts believe Apple is behind in the AI race.
It's a mixed bag, Maya. While Apple reported better than expected fiscal 2025 second quarter results, some segments did not meet expectations. The services segment grew by 12%, but fell short of the expected $26.7 billion. Apple's stock has been volatile, but analysts maintain a moderate buy rating on Apple.
Definitely. In terms of market competition, Apple faces challenges from companies like Samsung. Additionally, Apple faces challenges from Google and Microsoft in the AI space. There have also been concerns about potential tariffs on Apple products. These concerns are related to the possibility of manufacturing not moving to the U.S.
Right, now let's talk about Bitcoin. It's experienced notable activity in the past month. This activity is marked by price fluctuations. It has also seen increasing institutional adoption. Additionally, there have been regulatory developments. After reaching a high of $110,600, Bitcoin experienced a pullback following consumer price data. It was trading around $104,000 as of mid-June.
It's a volatile market, Maria, but despite the volatility, Bitcoin's price is up nearly 60% from a year ago. Institutional interest in Bitcoin continues to grow. 61 publicly listed companies have adopted Bitcoin treasury strategies. GameStop, for example, has begun acquiring Bitcoin as part of its new treasury strategy.
That's true, and several companies are actively increasing their Bitcoin holdings. Nakamoto Holdings recently secured $51,500,000 to expand its Bitcoin treasury. Anthony Pompliano announced the creation of a new Bitcoin treasury company. This new company aims to hold up to $1 billion in BTC.
Of course, but there are challenges and debates persist. Bitcoin's volatility remains a concern. There are discussions about alternative approaches. These alternatives are more sustainable. One of these alternatives is Bitcoin. Additionally, the potential threat of quantum computing to Bitcoin's cryptography is being considered.
Right, now let's talk about WhatsApp. Meta Platforms has begun implementing advertisements within the app. This marks a significant shift from its long-standing ad-free policy. Ads are now appearing in the Updates tab. WhatsApp is also rolling out paid subscriptions for channels. Additionally, status ads for businesses are being introduced.
It's a big change, Maria. While WhatsApp assures users that personal messages, calls, and statuses remain end-to-end encrypted, they will not be used for ad targeting. Critics worry about the precedent these ads set for future privacy. The introduction of targeted advertising is at odds with WhatsApp's identity as a secure messaging app.
That's true. Adding to these concerns, the Iranian government has been urging citizens to delete WhatsApp. It alleges without evidence that the app is being used by Israel to spy on users. WhatsApp has refuted these claims, but it's a concerning development.
For sure, there are reports of concerns in the U.S. regarding the security of WhatsApp. The app has been banned from House staffers' devices. This is due to potential vulnerabilities to hacking efforts.
Right, now let's talk about Instagram. Meta's legal battles continue as the Federal Trade Commission challenges its acquisitions of Instagram and WhatsApp. The FTC alleges anti-competitive practices. Despite this, Meta is actively working to monetize Instagram.
It's a complex situation, Maria. Instagram's integration with the Fediverse is expanding. The platform remains a significant source of news consumption. This is particularly true among younger demographics. There are concerns about the platform's impact on younger users. Governments have advised against allowing children under 15 to use social media platforms. Instagram is one of the platforms mentioned.
That's true. Now let's talk about robotaxis. Tesla officially debuted its robotaxi service in Austin on June 22nd. However, the launch faced scrutiny. There were reports of erratic vehicle behavior. Additionally, concerns were raised by Texas lawmakers. Tesla's stock experienced volatility. It initially surged, but then investors expressed caution. They were concerned about the scalability of the robotaxi service. They were also concerned about the success of the robotaxi service.
It's a challenging landscape, Maria. Waymo continues to expand its robotaxi operations. It is now offering rides to the public in Atlanta. These rides are available through the Uber app. Amazon Zeus opened its first robotaxi serial production facility. This marks a crucial step towards launching a commercial robotaxi service.
For sure. The global robotaxi market is projected to experience substantial growth. However, challenges remain. These include regulatory hurdles, safety concerns, and the need for infrastructure development.
Right, now let's talk about Hinge. The dating app is exploring the use of AI to enhance matchmaking and provide personalized coaching to users. Hinge aims to provide the right advice at the right time. It leverages its data on user success to improve matches.
It's an interesting approach, Maya. Hinge is also focused on maintaining a simplified and minimal product. It continually refines its features to keep the app fresh. This ensures that it remains user-friendly. The company emphasizes real-world connections and aims to help users find lasting relationships.
Definitely, Hinge has experienced significant growth. It saw a 40% increase last year. Meanwhile, other dating apps are shrinking. This growth is attributed to its sustainable business model and focus on delivering value to users.
That's true. Now let's wrap up with Donald Trump. His administration has been actively involved in the Middle East, particularly concerning Iran. On June 22nd, Trump announced that the U.S. had conducted strikes on 3 nuclear sites in Iran. This move has drawn mixed reactions.
It's a contentious issue, Maria. While Trump declared the strikes successful and stated that no Americans were harmed, this action has been criticized both domestically and internationally. Critics point to the War Powers Resolution. They argue that Trump exceeded his authority. He did this by not consulting Congress before initiating military action.
Indeed. Well, that's all the time we have for today. It's been a packed episode, and we've covered a lot of ground. Thanks for joining me, Maya, and thanks to all our listeners for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe and join us next week for more insights and analysis on the top trends shaping our world.
Thanks for having me, Maria. It's always a pleasure. See you all next week.